Hello and welcome to the audio explanation of the concept map. I have chosen Year 9 History and the topic I've chosen is World War I. The topic overview of this subject has students investigating key aspects of World War I and the Australian experience of the war, including the nature and significance of the war within world and Australian history. The content descriptors, as explained on the Australian curriculum, includes an overview of the causes of World War I and the reason men enlisted, the places where Australians fought and the nature of warfare during World War I, including the Gallipoli campaign, the impact of World War I with a particular emphasis on Australia, including the changing role of women, and the commemoration of World War I, including the debates about nature and significance of Anzac Legend. The literacy elements within this topic will have the students comprehending text through listening, reading and writing and viewing. They will compose text through speaking, writing and creating, and the students' word knowledge as well as visual knowledge. The numeracy elements will have students using measurement, operating clocks, calendars and timetables, using spatial reasoning, interpreting maps and diagrams, recognizing and using patterns and relationships, and estimating and calculating whole numbers. The key concepts and competencies, as described on the Australian curriculum, has the students investigating the rise of nationalist sentiment, as well as the values and attitudes towards war, identifying places where Australians fought, using sources to investigate the fighting at Gallipoli and the difficulties of trench warfare, exploring the experiences of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people during the war, graphing the proportion of Australian servicemen who died during World War I, and investigating the examples of war's impact on Australia's economy and society. Students will also identify the groups who oppose conscription while studying the first and second referenda on conscription, including the division within the Labor Party. Students will use a variety of texts, including maps, propaganda posters, enlistment and recruitment posters, collections of letters, images and poems, textbooks, documentary and films, as well as internet resources. Students will also create multimodal texts, including diary and journal entries, creating timeline of events, recreating letters home to friends and family from soldiers' perspectives, creating poems or songs about their understanding of what war was. Students will engage in role-playing various scenarios from the student's perspective of being a soldier, and creating a modern-day take on an enlistment poster. Students will learn subject-specific vocabulary, including alliance, allies, conscription, enlist, nationalism, patriotism, propaganda, recruit, trenches, and trench warfare. The process is to demonstrate literacy and numeracy learning. Students will display this in a variety of ways, referring to key events and actions of individuals and groups. Students will analyse the causes and effects of events. Students will be able to explain the motives and actions of people at the time, while explaining the significance of these events and the developments over a short and long term. Students will be able to sequence events and developments within a chronological framework. Students will be able to research and develop different kinds of questions while interpreting, processing and analysing information from a range of primary and secondary sources. Students will also have a cultural and social understanding of time at the war, with an understanding of the cultural differences within countries engaging in warfare. Students will have an understanding of the social and cultural differences of Indigenous Australians and how they were treated before, during and after the war, as well as an understanding of the social expectations of young men and women during the time of World War I. Thank you.